could pay more than that.
Can we go there now, Rod? Are we allowed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So this pick 4 starts off with the 7th race, as it does most times. It would start with the 8th, but I think there's not many races anymore because all the other racetracks are saying, hey, it's my turn to have races. And the Meadowlands has to go, okay, we're sorry. We're trying, though. And so it's a pretty tough race, in all honesty, to kick off this sequence. And I can send this right off to Rod because he's pure evidence that this is a very tough race. It's a 4-year-old open as these horses are getting ready for the Graduate Series, which is a 4-year-old stakes series that goes across the Corral tracks, Meadowlands and Tioga. I don't know if it goes to Vernon. I know it goes to Meadowlands and Tioga. And so, Rod, there's 8 horses in this race to start off the pick 4, and you take 5 of them.
Yep, I'm 5 deep in first
5
leg.
out of 8.
Yep.
Okay.
The 1, Highlighter, coming off of 2 straight wins at Pocono. Very sharp first over last time. This horse fits in with these horses that, have been racing pretty lightly this year, other than Western Joe, who's got 11 starts. This one, quite a few starts under his belt. Draws the rail. He might be a little bit of a small track horse, but I think he fits in this group and looks like he matured a little bit over the winter as well, so I'm going to throw that one on. The 2, Western Joe, is obvious. Been racing against the older horses in the Opens or Preferreds at the Meadowlands. True Meadowlands horse. So, he's obvious. The 5, Bags to Riches, I throw this one on. Second start off of month layoff, and Andy McCarthy stays on. Closed into a pretty quick back half last time. I thought raced really well. He's got to step his game up just a little bit, but this horse shows that he's capable. He paced 49 and change over at Dover in December, so he won over 170,000 last year as well. I think you got to respect his chances a little bit here. And he could trip out as well. The 7, Beyond Delight, I throw this one on. 3 out of 4 wins in the last 5 starts over at Yonkers. Came to the Meadowlands last week, faced older horses, just got beat ahead. He did trip out there, but he had to brush to the lead in a quick opening quarter. So, a repeat of that, he should be pretty close. And then the 8, Boogie Shuffle. This one, first start of the year. Definite player here, Andy Miller. Outside post is a little concerned, but if he gets some fractions to chase, I think this horse should be close, and the qualifiers were really good at, this horse raced in the Breeders' Crown Final last year, so, another one, you got to respect him. Only concern is the layoff. So 1, 2, 5, 7, 8.
You only like the 5, Bags to Riches because the horse's sire is Roddy's Bags again. And I know that's the reason why. Not $170,000 earning stuff. None of this 8 wins and 17 start stuff. No, you just saw your name and just love at first sight.
Yeah, sure.
That said, Mike, I'm not sure you could have an equivalent feeling about this race. However, you have a bit more of a concise feeling as you're 3 deep.
3 deep, the 2, Western Joe, very obvious. Just got beat last time despite coming home 26-2. Has been facing better ones. Likely sub even money. The 3, Me So Fast, got scratched in the slop last time at Pompano. Comes north. Stakes horse last year. More shares than wins, but Lasix has certainly improved, and I'm curious how the big track's going to suit. This horse usually does well there. I don't mind that one. And then the 7, Beyond Delight, has been racing well ever since Pelling took over. I'm not sure if this horse is necessarily as good as the top 2, but the speed and this horse was a really good 2-year-old. Hard to ignore the class of this one. I'll try him also, and I think you're going to get a price 2-3-7.
I agree with the 2. I agree with the 7. I throw on the 1, and those make the 3 horses I have in this race. Not really much to add because we've covered most of the ground in this race. Highlighter is improving in form, so he's definitely worth using. Western Joe has raced well here all season. He's worth using. And the 7 Beyond Delight, I was a bit hesitant to use, but he was against older horses last time. He only lost narrowly. He was the favorite. He came home in 26 and change. He's going to be towards the front, and that all those factors could probably play into his benefit. So that said, I'm going to be 1-2-7 in this first leg. Second leg, non-winners at 3,500. This is where it gets kind of interesting, perhaps. That is 10 horses lining up. This is an elimination for the Dash for the G-Notes series. And to start it off, I got two choices. I'm going to start off with Rod, because Rod, you're pretty confident about this one.
Yeah, one horse in here, the 7. I'm not.
Why?
I was going to try to say the name, but I'm not going to. The 7 in leg 2.
Brigadier Bronski.
Sure. The 7 in leg 2 is who I'm taking. Second start in the U.S. from Australia. This horse last week. It was a quick race, fast fractions, but that was first start since June of last year. I think this horse has to be used in here. This is a group of, just average, okay horses. And, second start, this horse has everything going the right way. Trainer's been red hot since debuting last week in the U.S., so I'm going to go ahead and use this one and key off of this horse.
I'm not sure how red hot you can be with 2 starts, but
that's just at the Meadowlands, FYI.
Mike, you're not Rod, thank God, but Mike, you're taking the exact opposite route, and you're taking multiple horses. You're 5 deep.
5 deep. I understand what Rod's getting at with the 7. The problem is the horse is very lightly raced the last 2 years. Came out of a fast race, but is going to be ridiculously overbet off that line. And a lot of times, these Dash for the G-Notes races, a lot of guys kind of wait for these and drop in. So I'm going to be 5 deep. The 1, Mr. Truth, drops from numbers of 5,000, had been racing at upper levels here, and is capable. The horse has 3 seconds already this year, a little soft on the win end, but gets post relief and a drop. The 2, Pierce, third start back for Zurich, comes off the freehold race from the rail, but raced well there at 1-9. I like the draw. I think that the horse should race well from where he's at on, and the big track doesn't hurt at all. Has a 50-1 mark at Lexington lifetime, so nothing wrong with that one. The 4, Drunk on Your Love, another one dropping, another one getting post relief. Won 7 times last year. This is as low as this horse has been for eons. Can win on memory. I already said I'm using the 7, and then I'm going to use the 9. May I Cruise West. I thought was very good last time on the front. Just got picked off late by the Fire Within. Another one that doesn't necessarily like to win, but Brett Miller seemed to help this one last time. 1, 2, 4, 7, 9.
Glad you were able to reboot the system there. I'm 3 deep here. I'm going to again go 1-2-7. Brigadier Bronski, which again, I'm not sure why that's such a hard name to pronounce. It reads like Brigadier Bronski. That's at least how I read it. That line is definitely probably going to make this horse over bet, especially considering, too, that the front was the place to be last week, and it's not like that horse's mile was necessarily that stellar. He hangs to Bruce's Magic, who just took the field wire to wire in that race, which I didn't even see that one happening. But all that said, that's still a mile that he can improve off second time off the layoff, but he's going to be pretty chalky here. To the inside, the 1, Mr. Truth, finally drops down to the level that he usually races his best at. Also draws the inside. This horse, too, is going to be a player towards the front, and all those factors put together mean he could have a chance. And then the 2, Pierce, is coming in off a decent line at Freehold. 1 against numbers of 2,500 after finishing third, going first over against numbers of 4,000 at Harris, Philadelphia. This horse definitely belongs at this class level, and moving to the bigger track should in no way really harm him. The question is just going to be what kind of trip he's able to work out from the inside, which presumably could be a good one. 1-2-7 for me again in the second leg. Third leg, race number 9, non-winners of 3 or 40,000 lifetime. It's already that time of year. We're starting to see these old stakes horses coming back, and some of them getting ready for some of the big dances, including the one horse that all of us use, the Inside. This is the Plan. I'm a Big Deal. So, Mike, to start with you, you think this is a pretty clear-cut race, including those two?
Yeah, too deep. The entry's a must-use. Pretty much impossible to leave them off with their. Both of them have stakes lines at 2. The 1-8 gets Lasix. The connections, Ryder usually has them ready. The one, this is the Plan. Has 2 really nice qualifiers. Came home sub 28. These horses could show their class, but the horse I like the best is the 6 odds on Del Rey, who raced very well last time against a horse named Slip and Skip, who's 2 for 2 with very fast miles, sub 52 miles. This horse raced down the middle of the racetrack last time, could just miss, got beat by 3/4 of a length, came home in 26-2. Any repeat of that race, I don't care what some of these other ones come back, he's probably going to win 1-6.
Rod, dispute that.
I can't really. I'm using the 1-6. The one's completely obvious. Could win. You're not getting that morning line price on them. The 6, same story. Second star up the layoff, I think you got to use. And then I'm going to throw the 7 on Pepper Guy. This one coming from Pocono and Yonkers. Coming off some good races. The way he's been racing, that kind of suits the big track a little bit better. So I think, this horse, he's got 8 wins in 17 starts. And, his mark as a 3 and 4-year-old both at the Meadowlands. So this horse can get around this track just fine. I'm going to go ahead and throw that one on as well, in addition to the 1 and 6.
Yeah, well, I won't. I'm 1-6. Final leg of this sequence is race number 10. Now it's 3,500. I got nothing else to add to that, boys. This is another elimination for the dash for the G-Notes. And this one, I think this is probably the leg I'm going to try and get a price out of. I do mean try, because this race, it seems like it's going to fall apart in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe my horse will end up being the favorite. Who knows? But before I get to that, Rod, you're going to go searching for some gold.
Yeah, I'm looking for some things to happen here. I'll start with the 2 Mr. Euroman. First over last week. Really good race. In against similar once again, and he fits at this level pretty well. He might be first over again, but I think he plays no matter what, especially off that last line. A little bit inflated, but deserves to be used. The 3, Kings Barnes. This one last time, this was another one first over at Pocono. 2 back, this horse raced really well, got beat half a length. He left, got shuffled, and popped back out late. So he had the 2 move there, and I thought it was a really good race. If he comes back to that with Yannick driving tomorrow, this horse has a big shot. The 4, the Fire Within, Jim Marone Jr., I don't know if he picked this horse or what happened there, but Jim Marone, first over last time, horse raced well. Same class. He's 2 of the last 3 at this level. He's been first and second. If he trips out, I think he's got a big chance. And I think he's going to be a decent price as well. The 7, Transformative, 2 qualifiers. Before that, back in August, this horse was racing well at Pocono. This one's a long shot player. He was ready to go, but then he put that qualifier in the day before that race, so he obviously had to scratch out of there. But I think this horse definitely could get there at a price if things set up the right way. And then the 9, I will make you say, wow. Todd Buter, Andy McCarthy, coming from Pocono. Good line last time, I thought. Not really his style of racing, I don't think, which is why they brought him over to the big track. This horse, took a mark of 50 and change last year. He's got a win over at the Meadowlands this year. 2 wins, actually. So he fits, just needs a little bit of a setup and needs some speed to happen early, I think. So 2, 3, 4, 7, and 9.
All right, welcome back to Planet Earth, Rod. So we're on to the last leg of this sequence, and Mike, you're 3 deep, and you're somewhat concurrent.
Yeah, I like a couple of those. Rod's correct about the 3. Kings Barnes raced very well, 2 back. Then went to Pocono and, got stuck outside. No chance. I like the switch to Jingra here also, the inside draw. Must use. The 2, the Fire Within. Rod mentioned this one. This horse steamrolled first up last time to be able to catch a horse on the front. Raced really well there. I like the post draw. Definite use in here. I don't like the 7. I'm not sure how this horse is winning numbers at 12,000 last flap at Pocono in August and is now in for 10,000 here. No, thank you. I do not want any part of this one. But I will use the 9. I will make you say wow off the drop from Pocono, and the horse had bad post there. The big track definitely suits this one better. 349.
Whew. I'm cleansing myself of my sin. I'm 3 deep in this last leg. I'm surprised none of you guys used the one Joey Goodfellow. He's coming off a decent mile after not racing since November. He was first up, then he sprinted to the lead in 27-4, and then he kind of quit, but still, he sprinted to the lead in 27-4, going first over against non-winners of 3, makes his second start off the layoff, moves to the bigger track, draws the rail, lots of positives going for this horse that could potentially improve and do so at a price. We talked about the 3 Kings Barnes. We're all pretty much in agreement with this one. 2 starts back, raced really well here at this level. Then looking back further, has raced well against better and just seems to do his best racing here at the Meadowlands. And the other thing with Kings Barnes, he was third to Talent Soup. That's the thing that matters most. Talent Soup was much better than that field, and Kings Barnes, for that reason, is probably better than most of this field. And the 4, the Fire Within. Not a big fan of this one, at least 2 or 3 starts back. 2 starts back was not really that good, but then last out really popped. Oh, look at that mile. First up.
The Talent Soup race, though.
I wasn't, but when you're 3rd in a Talent Soup race to 9th in a Talent Soup race, that's not really Talent Soup in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You get what Mike's on board with what I'm saying. But the 4, the Fire Within, that last mile in particular stands out. Could have been because it was a slow first half. I don't know. I don't really care about it when you get into the semantics of it. The horse is in decent form, and with the right trip could definitely be a factor here. So I'm 1, 3, 4 in this last leg of the pick 4, which makes my ticket go as follows. I'm 127 with 127 with 16 with 134, $27.50. Mike, your ticket.
237 with 1, 2, 4, 7, 9 with 16 with 349. It's 45.
Rodnington.
1, 2, 5, 7, 8 with 7 with 167 with 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. It's $37.50.
That said, this does it for this week's edition of North American Harness Update.